So in the last video, I was talking about how it's not a good idea to use Japanese in an English classroom. I mean, when you're teaching English, not a good idea to use your students' native language. You can watch that video if you want to see me rehash that argument again. But it leads to the obvious question, well, okay, how do you teach English to somebody using only English? They can't speak English, so how do you do that? Well, that's the basic. The basis of teaching English, actually. How do you do that? There are many ways, but I want to point out three basic approaches that any teacher can use to teach English to Japanese. So the three basics are: use examples, use opposites, use questions. That's it. Thank you. Good night. No. So you got those three basics, and how does that actually work in example? Okay. So whenever you're teaching something new and they don't understand what it is, for example, if it's vocabulary, use examples, use pictures. You know, that obviously, instead of saying, you know, here's a cat, well, you have a picture of a cat. Cat, this is a cat. Okay, easy, hooray. Well, that's obvious for things that you have pictures of, but using gestures too. Like, well, how do you, for example, please, well, please. They're so simple, aren't they? It's almost second nature, but sometimes you have to know these things, or have to be told these things. So I don't go for well, I have to tell them in Japanese to open their textbooks. Why? That's the easy stuff. You should be doing it. So you say, please open your textbooks. Well, they don't know textbook. Okay, please open your textbook. Well, by using a gesture. I'm using an example. Please open your textbook. Very quickly they'll figure out what they're supposed to do, or you can actually physically go over and open the damn textbook. There you are. They'll figure it out. And after a while you can just let the gestures drop away, and the next time you say, please open your textbook, they got it. Well, you might say, well, that's okay for simple things. What about more complicated things? Okay, well, more complicated things. I don't know. If you've got if you're trying to explain some vocabulary. Yesterday I had a high school class and I was trying to explain the word regret. I have some regrets. And they're like, what's regret? Regret. Okay, so you do a little story about, there was this beautiful girl that I didn't ask out on a date or something. Oh, I wish I had. That's a regret. Or I should have studied more in high school. I should have done my English homework. Then I could have lots of money. That's a regret. But I'm doing the same thing as just using gestures. I'm giving examples, and eventually the penny will drop and you can move on to the next thing. Sometimes the penny doesn't drop, in which case you can use opposites. So, if they don't know what a cat is, but they know what a dog is, you say, it's not a dog. That's an opposite, right? Or they don't know what cold, what do you mean cold? Chilly, and you can go, and they go, I don't know. Oh, opposite of hot. That can help. You can say, well, but what about more complicated things? Well, any kind of vocabulary. If you're teaching freedom, well, it's a difficult concept. So you use the opposite. North Korea doesn't have any freedom. England used to have freedom. America? Well, anyway, stick with the opposites. North Korea doesn't have freedom. I go, oh, okay. And you begin give a few more examples of opposites, and you begin to build up a picture. The student has learnt what's going on. And the other final point is to use questions to ascertain if they really did understand it. You can ask, did you understand? But, they may say yes or may say no, but you don't really know if they understood. They may think they understood, but maybe they didn't. Best way is to say, oh, so if you're doing, what is a cat? Is this a cat? Show them a picture of a dog. And if they say yes, and they didn't understand, they say, no, it's a dog, that's a cat. Ah, they understood. Same principle for more complicated vocabulary. So I hope that's of some use to get you thinking about how it is that you can teach English to somebody who can't speak English when you're only using English as the tool.